Happy Thursday, everyone. It's nearly the weekend, and I decided to take a bit of a break again from doing the videos because, again, it's just a bit of a busy time. So I'm back, and I've got a nice little short one, hopefully today. I've been meaning to do this one for a little while, but it's mainly to do with communication methods. So those of you who are experienced business people, or even those who aren't experienced will probably know what I mean by communication methods. If you're in any kind of job, really, there are lots of different ways that you can talk with your colleagues and with your clients and with your customers, especially now in the digital age, and especially now we're working from home. There's a lot of phone calls, there's a lot of emails, there's a lot of written communication, and there's a lot of video communication like this. When it comes to communication methods, I think it goes without saying, and it's a little bit kind of 101-y when I say that not everybody likes the same kind of communication. But how do you get around that? So how do you sort of stop getting frustrated with not getting the right method straight away, etc., etc.? And I think there's three key things to this. So when you're working with lots of different people, lots of different stakeholders, for me, the first thing you need to do is potentially work out a way of reading the person. So perhaps don't read too much into it, but work out if something isn't working and reflect. So the first thing is to read and reflect on your communication. So example is you email someone, it's quite a detailed email, they don't email back. You have to chase them up to get an answer. Then you email them a question the next time, and it's quite a short email and you get a quick reply. So that would say to me straight away, they don't respond well to deep emails, long emails. You have to keep it short and sweet. Or if there is a long thing that you need to make long, you prefix it and you have a chat with them first and maybe set up a meeting or something, or work out a different way of communicating something that's long. So read and reflect. The second thing is it's a bit of a sort of personality trait of yourself, but you've got to be patient and do not get frustrated that the first time you try something with someone it doesn't work, because it may work the next time. So don't kind of rush into making a hard decision on someone's communication method that might work for them or not work for them. Persevere and try different things more than once, and try not to get too frustrated. And a good method of not getting too frustrated with that person is to have a little bit of a informal rant with somebody else who isn't related to the situation, who you can trust not to tell that person that it is just frustrating you, and it gets it off your chest, and then you're away, basically. And then the third thing really is, I guess, kind of leading on from the sort of patience side of things. The third thing is, if it's really still struggling and you're getting to a point where you don't have a clue, and it should really be the last resort, ask them. Be direct. How would you prefer communication in this method for X, Y, and Z? Do you prefer to speak to people by phone? Do you prefer to speak to people by email? And just ask someone. Now, the reason I say this is the last resort is that it can be quite obtuse and a bit weird if you just kind of go to someone straight away. How do you prefer to be communicated to? So not everybody will take that really well, but certainly if you're struggling to communicate with someone and they're aware that you're struggling to communicate with them, or they're having the same frustrations, they will probably appreciate it at that point. So there's three things there. Reflect on your kind of try and read the person and reflect. Patience, so have a bit of patience, don't get frustrated. And the third thing is definitely if it's needed, ask them. And then to translate that to the real world and your personal life, really beyond your business world, I was trying to link the two together, and I was talking to friends of mine and my partner and things like that, and honestly they do go together. There are so many different ways you can talk to friends, family, wife, partner, husbands, whatever. I'm not talking about emails and things like that now, because obviously you live with them or perhaps you speak to them quite regularly, but there's definitely certain people who work better with, say, voice messages, friends-wise, like they like a voice message, WhatsApp groups and all that kind of thing, and then other people like phone calls, they don't like typing away. But when it comes to your home life, one thing that I kind of always reflect on with my relationships and my friendships is that thing of prefixing. So if you have a tough conversation you need to have, a hard conversation, something that is potentially going to cause an upset. If you were to wade in with full emotion straight away, that's not going to go well for anybody. So now I'm talking about potentially negative things, potentially constructive things, but also just getting things off your chest. Now, for me, one thing that's worked the best for me, and it might be testament to my relationships themselves rather than just being lucky, is that prefixing that conversation. So often, if I know I'm going to have this conversation, I am worried about the reaction, I will go into that conversation and I'll go, okay, so can I have a chat with you about something? I don't want you to get upset and I don't want you to get worried about what I'm going to talk to you about, but I need you to know that this isn't directed at you personally. This isn't directed at you to hurt you. This is something that I want to talk to you about, that I'm perhaps not happy about, perhaps I'm needing to get off of frustration. And then it kind of tries to put them, first of all, it warns them, so their head is kind of already on that mode of not snapping because they're warned about it. And secondly, they hopefully will feel like they're on a bit of a level playing field, and they can also react to you in a calm and measured way if you're talking about it in a calm and measured way. So big tip from me from a personal perspective of communicating with people in general. If you're worried about saying something that they might not want to hear or might be quite nasty, and talking from experience of being someone who never engaged their brain before they used to talk to people, I'm still guilty of it every now and then. I now prefix it. If I'm worried about the response, I prefix it with, I don't mean it this way, I don't mean this to come across nasty, but I need to say this, and this might not feel good to you, but I just need to say this. And hopefully they understand and reassure that, whatever you say, you still care, you still like them, you still love them, whatever. So prefixing it. Hopefully that's helped out, and hopefully everybody's staying safe and well, and communication methods are key across all walks of life. You need to communicate. Communication's key, as I've said in numerous of my other videos. You need to talk more, we need to talk more, and we need to talk on a level more, and we need to be more open about things. So hopefully these little tidbits and little experiential things that I'm relaying to you guys will help. Any feedback welcome, and anything that anybody wants me to talk about subjects wise, things they're struggling with, let me know. You can be early career, you can be late career, just send me a message and I'm happy to discuss and create a video if needs be. All right, take care.